Hey, how's it going? My name is Griff, and I'm the developer of ServerBuddy, a simple tool to help you manage your Windows server. So, the reason I made this was a lot of people get Windows servers and they're thrown right into it. They don't know how to do very simple things like whitelisting IP, blacklisting IP, changing the RDP port, changing the password to the server because often it's not very secure. Very simple stuff like that. You don't know how to do it, and you're thrown into it, and you have to look up a bunch of guides online, look at Stack Overflow, etc., etc. And what I did here was I took a lot of the common challenges when it comes to running a Windows server, and I kind of put it all into one and found a solution for you to do it basically everything you need to do. So to start, we have our security options here, which I just kind of glazed over, but you can change your RDP port, password, and you can generate a safe new password because a lot of the times when you get a server, the password you have isn't very secure. So you can do that. You can change it. You can whitelist and blacklist IP addresses. And you can also, if you are using proxies for any sort of web scraping, you can enter a site URL and it tests the proxies, and you can filter by the speed. The very simple tab right here, but there's a lot of proxy tools to download out there, and this one does it very well when it comes to filtering, and you can copy all the IPs to a file. It saves a lot of time. Next is our tools. So this is very useful. So I'm going to start by doing a speed test. This uses the speed test API. So if you've ever used the app before, it uses something very similar. You can see in the bottom, the gauge for my speed is actually increasing as it's testing my speed. All these gauges are almost real time. Um, Next, you have sync server time. Sometimes in Windows, you need to resync your server, so this lets you do that. Um, Many times, depending on who you get your Windows server from, the license is expiring or it tells you that your trials ended. You can use these buttons to check when it's expiring. You can use it to rearm the Windows trial. And depending on the version you have, you can actually activate your Windows key within here. Um, so next we have the App Manager tab, which I believe is very valuable. Here you can look through all the processes running your computer. You can refresh it, of course. You can search your apps. And let's say you are looking at an app and very often it closes. What you can actually do is you can click on it and then watch it if you'd like. I'm not going to watch that one, but I have this app watched over here, and it'll show you if the app is online or offline. And if it goes offline, you can change the interval, but it will tell you in a Discord webhook and eventually phone notifications and other alert methods if an application has gone down. So this is nice if you're running a server that maybe people are playing on, if it's a game server and it goes down and you have no idea. This is great for watching that service to make sure it doesn't go down without you knowing. Next here, we have this little settings button. You can change your nickname. You can set your Discord webhook for alerts. I'll be adding more alert methods in the future. And then there's also these alerts. I have them all disabled right now, but you can have it alert you when someone connects to your server. So, for example, if your information is breached somehow and you have a connection made, it will tell you where the connection comes from. If it's not a connection that you're used to, this is going to be a big red flag. So this is great for security because if someone's trying to brute force your RDP and gets through, you'll be alerted. Or if somehow your credentials got leaked, you'll get alerted for that, of course, if they try to connect. Server down alerts. This one's pretty self-explanatory. This is done a few different ways through pinging the server IP and the application to try to be as fault proof as possible. And the way it works is that I have another server that the application connects to, and if it loses connection and this server, the one the application's on, can't be reached, it'll tell you your server is down. Next is CPU and RAM overload alerts. So if your CPU and RAM is over, 80, 90%, that's pretty high. It's going to be impacting server performance for the applications running on it. So this will send you an alert if your server is doing that, which is really nice. And next, so the last part of the actual application itself is the system tab. So here you can disable some system things like Windows auto updates, error reporting, firewall, real-time antivirus. Some people that run servers or even people that play video games, they often disable these services that run in the background because they take up CPU time. Of course, you're sacrificing some security there, but some people that run servers like to disable those for performance. Here you can see system information, shows your processor, your RAM, if it's ECC or not. This is important for people that run servers. Operating system, which is pretty self-explanatory. It shows if you have a hypervisor, which if you do, that means you can run VMs. If not, then that's a problem. Your network shows what interface you're using. So that's that. The last very small thing is this this console icon. You can stream all the logs from the application. I'm also going to be adding a way to stream logs from other applications where normally it's kind of a pain to get to the location. So if you have like a watched app, you can stream all the logs from that. So next, I'll be diving into the website where it gets really interesting. The website is myserverbuddy.com, which is where you can make a free account to download the application. So here, this is the coolest part in my opinion. You can go to manage servers and you'll see it'll show your server here, the IP, which I blocked down in this video, the port, status, how long it's been up for, and the CPU, RAM, network usage, and the amount of apps that are running. So here you can see the version of the application, which is 1.6.5, and the version above is the newest version. So mine's on the newest version. What's really cool is if your application is on the wrong version, so just like an older version, instead of connecting to your computer, there's actually an update button that will show up here. So if I was in a different version, I could click an update button right here and update my software remotely. So now I'm gonna click manage. And so here I can see once again the usage and I can see the apps. So I can see that that NVEN process I was watching is not running right now, which is how it was when I was in the application. And it also shows you a historical graph of CPU, memory, and network usage. So this is really nice because just like before, what you can do is you can look at the apps, you can watch an app, or you can terminate it. So if I want, I can terminate Adobe, I can terminate any of the apps running right here, I can close Chrome. This here is very interesting because sometimes you know that there's a problem with a specific application that might be taking up too much RAM. So you can go in here and you can terminate that process. Or if you're on the go, you connect to your server and you just launch a new application for the first time, you can watch it in here. So this just about sums up the interface for both the application and for the website. I'm gonna be adding a lot of cool features. Thank you for being in the ground floor, and I'm excited to build with you guys.